Hello student, last time we learned the hormonal effect on carbohydrate metabolism. So today we will see the biochemical tests which are normally used for the detection of disturbances in carbohydrate metabolism. First is blood glucose estimation. The first method used for the blood glucose estimation is Fallin-Wu method. It is the oldest method which is used for the blood glucose estimation. This method still we use to teach the student in practical for the blood glucose estimation. So as we know, glucose is a reducing sugar. So the glucose is reduces cupric ions to cuprous ion under alkaline solution. So again these reduced cuprous ions are oxidized by reducing phosphomolybdic acid to form phosphomolybdous acids. This phosphomolybdous acid produce the blue color. Then next method is O-toluidine method. In glacial acetic acid, O-toluidine condenses with aldose sugar to form blue-green color complex. The blood does not contain significantly aldose sugar other than glucose sugar, so that in O-toluidine method, whatever you are estimating is the aldose sugar glucose, because whenever fructose is also metabolized, it also metabolized by glycolysis, and other sugar like galactose, they are also converted into glucose prior to metabolism. So this Fallin-Wu method and O-toluidine method, these are the chemical method used for the blood glucose estimation. Then next is enzymatic method, which are used for the estimation of blood glucose. So first method in enzymatic method is glucose oxidase method. So glucose oxidase is the enzyme which convert glucose to gluconic acid and hydrogen peroxide. Then hydrogen peroxide is react with oxidase to and dye to form color product. This method is also used as a paper strip method for in urine to determine the glucose in urine. So here first glucose oxidase converts glucose to gluconic acid and hydrogen peroxide. Then hydrogen peroxide with peroxidase enzyme oxidize the dye to form the color product. The second method in enzymatic method is hexokinase method. So here, as it is named, the enzyme used for the estimation is hexokinase. So glucose, here you can see the glucose along with ATP in the presence of hexokinase enzyme is formed the glucose 6-phosphate plus ADP. This is the reaction also takes place in glycolysis. Then glucose 6-phosphate in presence of NAD and glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase, it form 6-phosphogluconate. It produces the NADH. This NADH production is measured spectrophotometrically at 340 nanometer. So this method is used for the estimation of blood glucose. Then next method is glucose dehydrogenase method. So here, as it is above like a hexokinase method, it is advanced. It is curtail the first step where glucose plus ATP in the presence of hexokinase form glucose 6-phosphate and ADP. But here directly in the presence of glucose plus NAD with the enzyme glucose dehydrogenase form gluconolactone plus NADH plus hydrogen. And in this method also the estimation of NADH is measured at 340 nanometer. In first method, in hexokinase method, glucose plus ATP in the presence of hexokinase first form glucose 6-phosphate. Then this glucose 6-phosphate is utilized by glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase in the presence of NAD, form NADH and 6-phosphogluconate, and this NADH is measured spectrophotometrically at 340 nanometer. Then glucose dehydrogenase method, in which glucose plus NAD and in the presence of glucose dehydrogenase is from gluconolactone and NADH. This NADH production is measured at 340 nanometer. Then glucose tolerance test. So tolerance means amount of glucose which could be ingested by animal without glycosuria, means how much amount of glucose you can take without splitting that glucose in urea. So you know that kidney has some threshold value for glucose, up to which kidney will reabsorb the glucose. The excess of glucose will excrete in urine. If there is a problem with either kidney or diabetes, so the blood glucose will be higher for long time. At that time glucose will excrete in urine. So it indicates the limited rise in blood glucose where renal threshold is not exceeded, means renal threshold is not altered. So glucose tolerance refers the blood glucose following glucose administration, means when you administer the glucose to individual or subject or patients, so the rise in blood glucose without it excreting in urine. A typical change in blood glucose concentration is occur with time. As we know, when we take the blood we add or give the blood glucose to animal, first is blood glucose will rise, then that blood glucose with the effect of insulin will transport inside the cell, skeletal muscle, liver. So with the passage of time, concentration of glucose in blood will decrease in normal individual, whereas in diabetic patient the blood glucose will be higher. So glucose tolerance test having 3 phases. First is absorptive phase. Whenever we give the glucose, it will get into intestine, from intestine it will get absorbed in the blood. Then glucose removal phase. In glucose removal phase there will be a absorption of glucose from blood to cells, tissue and liver. After that, when blood glucose will get absorbed, again blood glucose concentration will be normal. It is called hypoglycemic phase. So here in graph you can see that at normal stage it is the blood glucose between 80 to 100. Here it is shown 90. Then when you give the blood glucose orally, after 30 minutes it will increase. After 1 hour it will again increase because of absorption from intestine to blood. Then from blood intestine blood, that glucose will transport to the tissue and cell, and over the period of time blood glucose concentration will decrease. So glucose tolerance tests are of 2 types. One is oral glucose tolerance test, also called OGTT. So here in this test glucose is administered orally to the animal. Then before administration of glucose to animal, fasting blood sample is withdrawn and urine is collected to determine the concentration of glucose in blood. Then subject is given 75 gram glucose orally, dissolved in about 300 ml of water, and that animal should drink that glucose solution within a 5 minutes. Then blood and urine sample are collected at 30-minute interval for at least 2 hours. Then all blood samples are subject to glucose estimation, while urine samples are qualitatively tested for the presence of glucose. So here you can see, here in normal individual the blood glucose is between 90 to 100 or 80 to 100. When you administer the glucose, it will increase up to 140 150. Then there will be an absorption phase then after absorption the blood glucose will decrease, whereas if the renal threshold is decreased, so blood glucose will again increase and it will rise for a long time. If the patient is diabetic mellitus, it will already have higher blood glucose level and it will decrease very slowly. Still it will be higher above the renal threshold. So in such cases glucose will split in urine, whereas in normal and in where the renal threshold, up to the renal threshold, blood glucose will absorb, it will the concentration of blood glucose will decrease at slower rate in renal threshold problems. Then intravenous glucose tolerance test. So this method is advantageous over the oral blood glucose test. It does not overload the animal with glucose, and administration of glucose into animal is easy and within the time, and urinary loss of glucose is minimum. So after fasting, for fasting for 16 to 24 hours, 0 time blood is collected, then glucose is administered intravenously to the animal 0.5 gram per kg body weight, and blood sample are taken at 5 minute, 15 minute, 25 minute, 35 minute, 45 minute and 65 minute, and then this sample goes for the estimation of blood glucose concentration.